back to the TR250 project. Bike's on hold for a bit till we wait for parts. Alright guys, it's been a little while since we've done one of these type of videos where I'm sitting in front of the camera talking to you, and you all know how much I like being in front of the camera. Anyway, I thought I'd do a bit of a project update, and I've made a list this morning of how to move this project forward, how I see a logical sequence of moving this project forward. So I'm just going to try to go through this list that I have compiled on my phone here. And I'm not going to try to talk too much, although you might have to cut me off. I tend to ramble a little bit. I've got, how many points do I have here? 18 points, and I'm sure I've missed some along the way, or some will be added along the way. But I just thought I'd go through and tell you what the plan is moving forward on this project. Alright, number one. So we're just talking about the body tub at this point. So number one is to finish the body work on the body tub. So finish all my filler work. I believe all of the welding is done on the body tub, but never say never. Let's say 95% of the welding is done on the body tub. We're going to complete the body work, so the fiberglass filler and the Bondo filler work. We're going to get that all sanded out to 180 to 220 grit, and then we are going to re-black epoxy the entire top side of the body. We're not going to touch the bottom side of the body. That's already been done. It's already been Raptor linered. Wheel wells have been Raptor linered as well. So as far as the underside of the body tub, that's complete. We're only talking about the top side. So I'm getting pretty close to that stage where I'm going to be considering my body work to be done on the body. You know, it's fairly close. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So again, finish the body work, get this into black epoxy primer. That's step number one. Step number two, as soon as we get into black epoxy primer, then we're going to start the next stage, which is going to be the primering stage, either using a polyester primer or a high build primer, or a combination of both. And that's really going to depend on how well my body work turns out. There are certain areas on this car that are in pretty rough shape that could probably benefit from a polyester primer. It's like sprayable Bondo for anybody that doesn't know out there, so it's got sort of a high coverage factor to it, a little bit more than high build primer. So in some areas I might want to use a polyester primer. Haven't decided on that yet, haven't bought the materials. After it's primered, of course, the entire body tub then needs to be block sanded out down to probably about 600 grit, and then we need to do the paint work on it and the clear on it. And as part of that, we're also going to, I'd mentioned, we're going to Raptor line the spare tire area, so we'll probably do that at that same point in time. And we also have to remember that the windscreen is also body color on this car, so what we'll probably do is we'll probably pop the glass out. We'll probably paint the windscreen at the same time as we paint the body tub, just so we can get the windscreen back on the car and out of the way and not have to worry about that. We'll get to that point in a little bit. We'll talk a bit more about that, but at least I want to get the windscreen frame painted. Alright, so that's point number two. Body tub painted. Again, not talking about any exterior panels, just strictly the body tub. After the body tub is done, we plan on then moving on to our engine build. So I've got the engine already machined. It's sitting behind my sandblast cabinet. I pretty much have all the parts ready to go as far as the rebuild is concerned. Hopefully it hasn't flash rusted over the time that it's been sitting behind the cabinet, all wrapped up. It was WD-40 and oiled before it went away, so hopefully it's still okay. My crank's back there as well, my newly machined flywheel's back there. Again, I've got all the new parts ready to go for this car, with the exception of some parts for the head. Valves, for example, I haven't ordered the valves yet, so that needs to be done. So engine assembly is going to be number three. The reason I want to get the engine assembly done is because I want to, after that, start directly on the chassis work. So I figured if I get the engine assembly done, the shop will be fairly clean after I do the body painting, the body tub painting. I can clean the shop and have a nice clean area to work on the engine assembly before I get into working on the frame. So engine build number 3, chassis strip and paint. So this chassis is a new chassis to this car, or this frame, let's call it, is a new frame to this car. It was painted, but I think it needs to be repainted. So what I'd really like to do is just to take it up to a sandblaster and get them to give me a really just quick blast to give it a good etch surface for a new coat of paint. So that's going to be point number 4, chassis strip and paint. Okay. Once that comes back, we're actually going to go do the chassis build-up on this car. So what I mean by that is we're going to put the newly assembled engine in the frame, transmission, we're going to do all the running gear, so brakes, suspension, wheels, everything. We're going to get a rolling chassis out of it, muffler, exhaust, etc. As much as we can possibly do to the chassis, we're going to do it. Okay? So that's point number 5. After that is done, point number 6, we're going to make the painted body tub to the chassis, and we're going to shim it basically with the way we've got it shimmed currently, because we pretty much have all our gaps aligned fairly well. There's a few little areas here and there that need to be worked on, but we're going to reshim the body tub on the frame as we have it shimmed now. So painted body on the freshly painted and assembled chassis is point number 6. Then I can start working on things like the wiring harness. I can start running the wiring harness. I can start doing the engine bay detailing, or add the brake booster, the master cylinders for the clutch. I can run the lines for the brakes, etc. I can add the radiator. I can do basically the whole fitting of all the engine components. I can then work on the interior components as well, the dash, the heater boxes, all the gauges can go back in the carpeting, etc. It can be all done in the all the door panels, not the door panels, but the wheel well panels can be done. So fully trimmed out interior. We'll probably leave the seats out, but I actually have nothing to do with the seats. The seats are actually in good shape. They don't need to be reupholstered or anything. So those we'll just leave out to the end. We'll probably fit those at the very end of the build. And we'll also finish up the trunk as well, and we'll put that, put the gas tank in, and we'll put our freshly painted gas tank panel in, etc. So fully complete the engine bay, the interior, and the trunk. Okay? Remember, no exterior body panels on at this point. That includes the doors, so the doors are not on. Okay. As part of the interior install, you remember I talked about the painting of the windscreen frame. So what we'll do is we'll reinstall the glass in the freshly painted windscreen frame. We'll have the new dash pad on, so what we'll do is we'll install the windscreen and get that out of the way. Okay? That's number 8. Point number 9 is after we have all those things done, including the wiring harness and the rad and all that type of stuff, the carbs are going to be all hooked up, we can then do an engine break-in. So we need to do a run-in of about 20 minutes on break-in oil, so we can do that. Hopefully that will go well. Okay? So that is point number 9. Point number 10 is to complete the body work on the exterior panels. So wherever I need to go back and fix any small areas that need to be body worked, there's an area here on this front fender, for example, I'm not happy with. I'll have to go back and redo some body work. So complete the body work on the exterior panels. So that's trunk lid or boot lid, bonnet, all the wings, pretty much anything that needs to be done body work wide needs to be completed at that point. So that's point number 10. Then point number 11 is again back to the prime, block sanding, paint clear, and then Raptor line the interior of the fenders. I did that on my TR6. I'm extremely happy with the way that's held up, so I'm going to be doing the same thing. Obviously I've done the inner body tub structure with the Raptor liner. I'm going to also do the interior of the fenders with the Raptor liner, so I'll do that after the exterior panels have been painted. Okay? Now, this is a bit of a tricky part. I'm going to have to, during the painting process of the fenders, front fenders and the hood, I'm going to have to temporarily install those in order to do the bonnet stripe. So the ghost bonnet stripe that we've had some discussions on in the past, I'm going to have to install the bonnet and wings basically to make sure that I have that alignment of the stripe that goes from across the hood and down the sides of the fenders. I need to make sure that I have these installed so that line lines up. So that's going to be a bit of a tricky proposition to do that, but we'll muddle our way through that like we do with a lot of things. But we know we've got to do that. We'll just have to figure out how to do that. That's point number 11. Point number 12, we're going to have to do a door build-up, so we still have to put all the door structure back in and the glass install, so that will be point number 12. We're going to do the rocker paint, so there's a rocker strip that goes down below here, so once we get this body tub painted, we're going to have to do the rocker strip in black, and we'll probably do that in black undercoating as well. That worked well for me on my TR6. I use a Duplicolor truck bed liner on the rockers on my TR6, and it turned out quite well. So I'll probably end up doing that again and adding that rocker strip to the bottom here. So number 14 is color sand, buff, install panels, and the beading. So we'll do the full panel installation, including the bonnet and boot, all of the reinstallation of the fenders, the doors, the rear fenders, etc. At that point, before we put the beading in, we're going to do a full color sand and buff. So we won't put the fenders on tightly, we'll just leave a little bit of a gap so we can get the beading in. Full color sand and buff at that point. I'd rather do that with the fenders on the car than have them sitting flat off the car. So that's the plan for that. When we're done the color sanding, we can then install the beading and tighten the fenders down. Then I can move on to, so that was point number 14, color sand, buff, install panels, and beading. Point number 15, then we start doing the small ancillary parts like the grille, the lights, any of the trim, the bumpers, and we'll have a little discussion on bumpers and what we're doing with bumpers at a later date. Any of the emblems or badges need to go on, so that's point number 15. Point number 16 is should be getting pretty close to that point once we're doing the exterior trim items. Point number 16, this car will need then to go to safety and certification. As part of that, it'll probably have to get aligned, and not probably have to get aligned, but it'll have to get an alignment at some point as well. So they'll have to go to an alignment shop. I'll do the best I can here in the shop, probably with the string method for alignment, but it's going to have to be professionally aligned at some point. So safety and certification and license plates, that will be point number 16. Point number 17 will be shakedown and bug fixing, so after we get a chance to drive this on the road a little bit, I'm sure there are going to be some problems or issues that arise, so we'll have some opportunities to fix those. And point number 18 is then going to be drive it like you stole it. So can't wait to get to that point. Don't know how long that's going to be. I have no timeline for this project. It's not going to be a T-minus goal involved. Learned my lesson on that one, so we're just going to have fun with it, and when it's done, it's done. I've got other things on the go. I've got other things to drive. So we will work on this when we can, and it will get done eventually. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for all your support. Over the, I think this is the 3rd year now. I'd have to go back and look at how long I've been working on this project, but I think this is year number 3 that we're working on this project. So anyway, thanks for your patience. And again, thanks for all your comments, both negative and positive. As long as the negatives are constructive criticism, I'm okay with that. So that's it, guys. Thanks again. See you later. Bye.